Okay. Well,
See the
today we're
reports?
coming back and we're doing another segment. This is Marcella DeBerry, and we are with God Loves You Best Ministry. And this is our segment on ordinary women doing extraordinary things. I see you, I hear you. Today I have my best friend of nearly 40 years, Yvette Gant. Yay, Yvette! And we're going to be talking about friendship. And I'm going to read this quote that I found from C.S. Lewis. And it says, friendship is born at the moment when one person says to the other, what? You too? I thought I was the only one. I absolutely love that. And I thought about when we first met, and I'm wondering, what was it that connected us? And I know we were both working for Social Security Administration. We were in the social insurance claim examiner benefit authorized training.
Class, yep.
Yeah, and Rena was our instructor, and I already interviewed Rena, and
Okay.
a part of the YouTube initiative. And all I can remember I remember two things. One, you falling asleep and me highlighting your book to make sure that you were up to speed with everyone else. And then the other thing, you said, you're the oldest 19-year-old I ever met.
Yes, that is so funny. You should say that, Marcella, because every time I think about when we met, I always go back to that because I initially I thought you were older than I was. Not only because it was because of your sophistication. Or at least you appeared very sophisticated for me. And when I found out you were 19, I'm like, she can't be 19. She's younger than I am. She's too sophisticated to be a 19-year-old. Oh, it was just something. I just, I like the way you talk. I just, you just from the beginning to me, you just always had a very nice spirit.
Oh, thank you, Yvette.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So now
but you know what? I have to say this though. Your way at 19, because I was 24.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
Yeah.
I was very impressed. Mm-hmm. I was, as a stranger to stranger. I'm like, this girl is 19. Oh boy, impressive. Plus, I like the way you talk too.
You did. All I know, I was just fascinated how someone could go to sleep in a class, and when a question was asked, you woke up and had the answer. I said, who does that? And we were like almost the complete opposite in the sense that, like I talked a lot and you just listened. And but we laughed a lot. We laughed
did
the whole time. They called us Betty and Wilma because we laughed at everything.
Everything.
I believe that was God ordained, especially since we've been friends ever since. Like you said, we're past friendships. We're sisters.
Yep.
And
that's right.
I just want to know.
I believe that too, Marcella, because like you said, as long as we've been friends, we've been physically separated for a long time. I mean, you were overseas for years.
Yes.
And we still maintained a friendship. I mean, I got married, you got married, children, and we still maintained a friendship, whether it was long distance or whether we were in the same town. So I agree with you that I think it was pretty much ordained.
Yes. So, and I'm not the only person you've been friends with for that long. So what is it about you? Because I think that's extraordinary that you have friendships that last so long. What do you think was our friendship? What sustained us for nearly 40 years?
Well, I did give that some thought. And now, from my perspective, one of the reasons why we were able to maintain our friendship for so long is because mostly because we were able to share experiences.
Yeah.
And we were able to accept feedback from one another. Mm-hmm. Because oftentimes I know a lot of people, they get mad very quickly when they don't get a response or the result of something from their friend that they want. And I don't think we're like that. I really don't. I know that there have been times when, because, and here's the other thing. which is what I like too. I'm not sure how you feel about it, but you're one of those friends. In fact, most of my friends, they feel very free to tell me about myself. And believe it or not, that's something that me personally, that I like.
Mm-hmm.
I do, because, most times I might know it anyway, but there's some things that I really didn't know. And sometimes I have to hear it from like 3 different people before it's saying, oh, maybe I am like that. But I don't know. I had read like years ago that, to maintain a really good friendship, you can't be so, oh, what's the word? Oh gosh, what's the word? Um, I cannot think of the word
That's okay. It'll come
that
to
I'm
you.
looking for. Yeah. Um, well, one of the things, you can't be so easily hurt,
Mm-hmm.
and that's in a friendship, a relationship, all of that,
Right.
I believe, personally. And I know that has helped me. For me, I know my feelings are not hurt that easily. Now, you're a lot more sensitive than I am.
I am.
I do. Yeah, I do know that.
You know what I'm thinking about? That one time I came to your house and I was crying and crying and telling you stuff. Where'd you go? And I was just waiting for you to do something. Pass me some tissue, anything. I said, you can't even give me a tissue. You're like, girl, just go ahead and sit out.
But you know what, Marcella? You're really making my point.
Yes.
In terms of our friendship and how it has survived so long.
Mm-hmm.
Because that situation, and I remember that situation so clearly. And I remember thinking, Marcella was right. Seems like I should have at least offered her a tissue. But on the same token, even I didn't do that. And I know your feelings were a little hurt, but you kept me anyway, girl.
I sure did.
You kept me anyway.
I sure did, because it's been easy, even when it was hard.
Yes.
And one of the things that you said, and I have to agree, I think you were honest with me too, and very transparent with me.
Yeah.
Yes. I was allowed to be vulnerable, and I think you were too. So
yes.
We just decided, and I don't think we said, let's just do this. It just evolved. Where we were like, we're going to be ourselves. And it was nothing I could tell you that shocked you. Nothing.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And the same thing, I was like, okay, here I go. I had to tell another crying moment. I remember when I was overseas and I was crying. I was telling you all this stuff. You said, look, do I need to get on the plane right now?
I remember that too.
No. Right. You said, okay, now you go ahead and keep talking.
Yes, I do remember that too. I do. But you know what? I think, now these 2 character traits, I believe, are essential. And I believe, actually, I think we both have it. And that is, one, we're very honest with one another. And 2, I think we're very loyal to one another.
Yeah.
Because I know, for me personally, this really has never happened, but I can't imagine somebody coming to me to talk about you.
Right.
I can't even imagine that, and of course, first of all, if they did, my eyebrow would go up, and I'm like, I know somebody's not coming to me to talk about Marcella.
Right.
And I feel like we are loyal. And I feel like we do. Our friendship is very honest, and we're honest with one another. And I think that is very important. And I think that has sustained us. And as for me, I know it has for me. Again, I like for a person to be honest with me. And, if I find out later that you weren't, that's very disappointing for somebody who I consider my very good friend.
Right. Right.
So, And one of those are some of the traits that I feel like I have with, those long-standing friendships. Yeah, the ones that, what is that saying, Marcella, about people are here, some for a reason, some for a season, some for a lifetime. Mhm.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, but I think with those two traits, you get that lifetime friendship.
And I think that's beautiful.
Mhm.
I also have to agree that there were no judgments. I look at it, there
Yes.
were no judgments.
Yep, that's true.
And we were just
That is true.
free, free to be who we are. And that has
Yes.
been, and neither one of us tried to change the other person.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what? Neither one of us was afraid to tell the other when they thought we were wrong too. When
I
they
know.
thought that, you know,
Right.
so so that's another one of those but of course that falls under that category of honesty. You know, you
Right.
shouldn't be doing that, or you might want to think twice about what you're doing. See, I like that.
Right.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And I think we have that going for us too in terms of our long time friendship.
Hmm.
Mhm.
I remember having those conversations and starting out that I wouldn't consider myself your friend if I could not tell you.
Exactly. Yes.
I think that it's important that we have to be able to say,
Yep.
this is for the friendship, you know. And
Yep.
if for some reason someone gets mad, it's okay. It's okay. You have emotions and it's okay to
Yep.
have those emotions. So I want to take this time to thank you for letting me have all the emotions that I had over the almost 40 years and just being there, just being with me when I needed you. And it wasn't one of those ones
Oh,
we on the phone all the time talking, but when
right.
I picked up the phone, because I do all the calling, just so everybody would know, I'm the one that does all the
See, she's telling me about myself again.
But girl, please remember that time you were like, wait a minute, where's my Christmas card? And I'm like, she never sends me no Christmas card.
Oh gosh,
Where's my
yes,
Christmas?
I do remember that. So, okay, so I do have to tell that story
Yeah.
because that was so outrageous on my part. I mean, absolutely outrageous. Okay, so Marcella does Christmas cards and all of that. You know, she does it every year. Every year I got a Christmas card from Marcella. Now, on the other hand, it seems to, before I look up, Christmas is here and I haven't sent a card to anybody. So, so I'm not as on the mark with that Christmas card business as Marcella, but I mean, every year, like clockwork, I would get a Christmas card from Marcella. One year, I did not get a card. And I thought to myself, wait a minute, I didn't get a card from Marcella. Is Marcella okay? What's wrong? What's going on? So I couldn't wait to talk to Marcella to ask her what happened to my Christmas card. Now keep in mind, have I even ever sent you a Christmas card? But at any rate, she had gotten me used to this good thing, this annual Christmas card thing. And when it didn't come, I have to tell you, I was very disappointed.
Right.
Very disappointed.
Oh goodness,
And what was
that's
it
so
you
true.
told me when I asked you about it? You said, well, this year you were scaling back for whatever reason, but oh my goodness, I was so disappointed. But we're still friends anyway.
We're still friends anyway. And I think that year we sent them out afterwards. So that's
Is that what it was?
Yeah,
I
it
know
was
it was
late because we
something.
didn't
Yeah.
miss anything. It's just that we sent them out late. So we figured it's
Okay.
a
Because
holiday
of the
season.
pictures. It must have been
Yeah.
the pictures then. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they were ready. So we were just late. Everybody was like, it's okay. They'll get it
Oh,
a
hilarious.
little
Yes.
later. Oh my
Yes.
goodness. I so enjoyed talking to you. You know, we stay on the phone for hours when we
For hours.
talk.
Look, it took us an hour to get the Zoom call together.
That's our secret. We had all kind of technological problems.
Well, I'm going to take all of the blame for that because it was all on my end.
That was okay. It worked out because we here now. This is when we were supposed to have it started.
Yes.
So, and you're so beautiful. So glad to see you.
Yes.
I have another question for you.
Mhm.
And I want to ask you, how has God impacted our relationship and your other long-standing relationships?
That's a good question. So, in terms of our relationship, because I'm a believer, And I know you know that I'm a believer, but I'm not as for instance, Marcella, you just have a spiritual spirit about yourself, and the way you talk and the things that you do, prayer warrior, just all of those things that when you think about a believer and a Christian and someone who loves Christ, you exude all of that.
Thank you.
You're welcome, but it's true. And as for me, I love all of that. And one of the reasons why I love all of that is because I love God, but I'm not, at least I don't see myself as one that if we were walking down the street, and you saw me or talked to me for a minute, I don't know that you would know that I'm a believer, a very, deep type of believer. I don't know that you would know that. For instance, anybody walking down the street and talk to you for 2 minutes and they know, oh, this is a believer, and that's really one of the traits about you that I really, really do like. And I think it's because I feel that way, but I feel like people can't really see that about me, And so being a believer, I think all of that honesty, I think that's a part of it, because you have to in order to tell a friend the truth, you have to believe that you can get through that. You have to believe whether it's particularly if it's a truth that they don't want to hear, or it's a truth that I know that I don't want to hear. But, as a believer, you have to believe that you can get through that. And I think we've had that. And I think that's kind of one of the things that has allowed me to have those kinds of longstanding friendships. But you in particular, because all of my friends are different. Mm-hmm. I like that. It's almost like you know how they say that light, what is that, the beacon light on the hill? Mm-hmm. That's how I see you. I see you coming, I see you a light coming, and I like that. I like that a lot because I feel like I have a light, but I feel like people really can't see it unless they actually know me. You have to know me to really know how much of a believer that I am.
And I think that's a very important part, because sometimes we only have fleeting moments with people, but then other times we have time to spend with people. I know you're a believer. People know you're a believer.
Yes.
They just need to spend more time with you, and they will see it. I see it. I see it initially, and I think they see it initially too. It's just that, yeah, because you know what? Even if it's a little light, that's going to dispel some darkness. So
that is true.
A little light is a powerful light.
That is true.
That's what I'm just saying. So I don't want to minimize that. You are a believer and you walk in that truth of it. Everybody exhibits it differently. So that's just the way you do it.
Yeah.
It's that steady light.
Yep.
Steadfastness. That's you.
Yeah.
Faithful, loyal, steadfast. I may come out with a lot of light.
Yes,
I think I scare some people sometimes. But that's that steady light. And I appreciate that too. Because we all need all different types of light, but they all dispel the darkness. So I just think that is so beautiful for what you shared, and thank you for that. So in our final few seconds, what words of wisdom would you share with someone about having a long-term friendship? Because I know some people that are older than us that have been friends for like 60 years. I'm like, oh, we got some growing still to do. We have almost 40. But I think it's beautiful that people have those long-term friendships. So what wisdom would you share with anyone that is in a friendship, or maybe they lost touch with their friends, or they don't even know how to become a friend with someone?
Well, you know what? Friendship, true friendship, like, you and I have, for instance, like you said, maybe they haven't talked to their friend in a long time. One of the things that is a part of our friendship is that if I don't talk to you for 2 years and I feel like calling you in year 3, I'm going to call you and you're going to respond and we're going to be friends because,
Right.
you know, our friendship is not contingent on us talking all the time or being together all the time and all of that. It's contingent on the lives that we that we've led and the friendship that we've had. And so so it's just there.
Right.
It is there. It is absolutely just there. So um I, I guess the only advice for, I would have for anybody who is in a long-term friendship is really just keep doing what it is you're doing. Because if you're in a long-term friendship, apparently there's a reason for it. There's a reason for it. That person was not in your life for a season or just for one reason. They were in your life for a lifetime, so just keep doing what you're doing, and they'll keep doing what they're doing, and you'll maintain the friendship.
And
So
I think our friendship is a gift.
I
It's
do too. It is.
beautiful.
Well, I know it's a gift for me. Yeah.
And for me as well.
Yeah.
And for your friend, your other friends, and for my other friends as well, I look at each friendship as a gift.
Yes.
And life as a gift too.
That is
So
true.
in
That is so true.
this day and age, we don't want to take that for granted. So maybe a
No.
good time for people to reevaluate what's important.
Yeah.
Family,
And in the midst of
friends,
COVID, with
yeah,
everybody maintaining their social distancing,
right.
now is the time to call your friend.
That's right. Zoom 'em.
Yeah.
Get on
Yes.
Zoom. You can
Oh yeah,
see
Zoom them.
them.
Yep.
Yes.
Zoom
I mean,
them.
that's a, and I understand what people may want to touch each other or
Yeah.
be in each other's
Yeah.
presence, but this to me is priceless too. That we can
Right.
still see each other. We may not be physically in the same room, but the technology has allowed us to evolve again to a point where we can at least see each other.
This is
And
true. Yeah.
that way we can
That is so
see
true.
that each other is doing well, you know.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I just cannot thank you enough for being such a loyal, loving, wonderful friend who doesn't like to use tissues for anybody else. But no, 'cause that makes it sound I don't cry every time we talk. But just being such a support and a support of the ministry. From the time we started doing the conferences, you were right there. You could be last minute. I can call you last minute, girl. You know I'm there. I'm there, whatever you need. So thank you, sister friend, sister girlfriend. And I just want everybody who watches our segment, if they have a friend, go in it and have your friend watch this interview with your friend, talk to your friends about your
Yes.
friendships. Those who don't,
And
go
but
ahead.
let me thank you too, Marcella. I do want to thank you for being so genuine.
Oh,
I have to thank you for that, for being so genuine, just a real genuine friend. And I do want you to know this isn't because I'm not a sweet talker. I don't
right.
talk all
Girl,
of that
I
fluffy
know.
type stuff, but I
Mhm.
absolutely value our friendship. And I can't imagine you not being a part of my life.
Same here,
I
sister.
love you, girl.
I love you too.
I know,
And you
right?
know, and you know
Yes.
God loves you best. And I just
Yes.
cannot thank you enough for agreeing to do this. And however many tries it took us to get to this point, we're here now. I
We're
hope
here
you
now.
enjoyed the interview because I do see you as an extraordinary woman that pours love into
Oh,
so
thank
many
you.
people's lives. And just being a great friend, that to me can be anybody, an ordinary woman,
Yes.
but that can be extraordinary because if we had time like we normally would, there's so many things that we've gone through that we've supported each other through.
Exactly.
And to see where we are now, praise God. There ain't nothing but God.
I
Nothing but
know,
God.
right? I
Nothing but
agree.
God. So I thank you again. I thank everybody for watching this one. Reach out to your friend. And if you don't know how to be your friend, let's start by showing yourself friendly. Reach out to people. And
I like
sometimes
that.
if it's not that person for you, move on. Keep it moving. Remember,
Keep it moving.
be a friend for a season, a friend for a reason, or a friend for a lifetime. Just know
Lifetime.
which one it is. And then
Yep.
when it's time to move on, move on. But when it's time to hold on, stay. Keep
Yep.
that
There
staying
you go.
power. What a
I
gift it
like that.
is. Love
Yep.
you, Yvette.
Love you too, Marcella.
Love you all. And remember, God loves you best. Until the
God loves
next
me
time.
best. Until
Bye-bye.
the next time. All right. Bye-bye.